Hey, if you clicked on this video, obviously you're here to find out what is the best beginner-friendly tarot deck. So if you're interested, stick around. Well, hi, my name is Steph and welcome to my sacred space. Not gonna lie to you, this is clickbait. This is clickbait because, to be honest, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, my take is any tarot deck can be a great beginner-friendly deck that works for you, because that's what matters at the end of the day. But I am here to show you one particular deck that I think is great for beginners, but please take all of this with a grain of salt. My channel here is just to share my experience, and you know, my viewers or whoever came across this video is just, I would like you to take it or leave it after watching this video. But yeah, so I'm here to talk about the Learning Tarot by Y-Spell. It is a tarot deck with a guidebook. I don't know if this is gonna zoom in right, but yeah, so this is the deck. Ironic enough, I'm like halfway, I'm an intermediate, I'm like halfway through my journey. Halfway, like there's an angle. This is not my first deck that I picked up, but I kind of wish it was. So even though this isn't my first deck, this is the deck that I'm currently using as I'm learning tarot, because of the layout, which we'll get to it now. But yeah, I'm currently using this right now with clients, family, friends, myself, just because, again, kind of intermediate newbie here. So yeah, so let's read the back of this deck. This is from, again, Y-Spell. I guess I'll leave an Amazon link, or I'll leave their website, but the website leads to the Amazon link, so, but yeah, I'll definitely leave that in the description. But yeah, so it says here, the Learning Tarot deck is specifically designed for beginners seeking a profound comprehension of the classical tarot. Each card features symbols of the zodiac or planet, chakra, element, answer, and keywords on each card, making it an immersive and enlightening learning experience. This deck can guide you on your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth, and that's what we strive for here on this channel. So yeah, it says this set includes 78 card deck with all major and minor arcana cards, and then a 200-page pocket guidebook. And then it says use daily to manifest your intentions, tap into your intuition, build confidence in your card readings. Was that English? Sure. Yeah, so what I really like about this, let's break it open now that we're talking here. But what I like about this is all those features that I mentioned. So this is not in order either. Like I said, I've been using this. I don't know if you can hold on. I don't know if you could tell. There's like a line through it. You probably can't tell on the camera. But oh, there's a QR code here. I wonder if the QR code still works, but it says, thank you for your purchase. Download your gift here with the QR code. To show our gratitude, we've included a complimentary gift for you to download above. I think I do remember downloading. It's like a tarot journal or something like a tarot workbook, or anyways. But yeah, and it says, unlock the sacred mysteries of tarot. So yeah, it comes with that. It comes with the guidebook. So like I said, it's a little bit used. Actually, ironically, the more I'm more confident in my intuition, the more I don't pick this up often. But yeah, this is the guidebook, tarot guidebook, and then I don't know if you can see the thickness. Okay, and then yeah, so I'll go to a random page, or I'll go to the tarot guidebook. Discover the incredible wisdom of the tarot and bask in all its magic. So the content is quite a few stuff. So it goes into the introduction, divination with tarot cards, how the deck is structured, how to begin, 5 easy ways to begin your tarot reading, how to use zodiac, time period, and element of correspondence, Hebrew letters, correspondence chart, how to use chakra correspondence, card layouts, and then the major, the minor, quick references. I do like that. And then yeah, so okay, so that's all that, and then I'll give you an example. Not an example. Oh, I just opened to the world. I don't know if y'all can see that, but this is an example of one page from the guidebook. Again, I kind of don't want this to be a walkthrough, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm here to yip yap. I'm here to chat. But anyways, so yeah, so at least from one page, and all the cards, including the minor arcana, gets one full page, so that is exciting. So it goes through the name of the card, upright keywords, upright love meaning, upright career, upright finances, and then the meaning of the world, or the meaning of the card, with an affirmation, the colors and what they correspond, and then the symbolism. So I do enjoy something like this versus like the normal Rider-Waite-Smith. Usually that comes with like a little white book, and I think it's just like keywords and stuff, but this goes just a little more in depth, which I do enjoy. So for example, let's pull a card out right now. So with that being said, some of my cards I am starting to read with reversals. So some of these cards are a little all over the place, and I don't know if y'all can see the wear and tear. Let me see if I can show y'all the wear and tear. And this is, how long have I had this? June, so I've had it for almost a year now. Wow, June of 2024 is what I wrote down in my notes. So, and I haven't been using it consistently like 365 days. So, but anyway, okay. Here's the the wear and tear. Oh, there's a little hair. Wear and tear of it. Let me see if you can see the sides. Yeah, so not the worst kind of wear and tear. And again, I've taken this out of the house. I've read with it, like I said, shuffled, and the way I shuffle is kind of like sideways, so kind of like that. I'm not gonna do it because the cards are gonna fall. But yeah, kind of like sideways because I have little hands, because I can't do the, oh gosh, that hurts my hand. Just do, yeah, the this way. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see my hand. Shit, no, props to the people who could do it, but I don't think I got that strength, that muscle. So I just go like this. Anyway, so with that being said, let me see, the mic is a little close, you might get some shuffling ASMR, but yeah, let's just pull out a card and pull from the guidebook and show you the card like up close, so you can see. But yeah, you can see maybe from a distance how they look. So you see how it has the original Rider-Waite-Smith image, and then it has all the information on the sides. So let's shuffle. Let me shuffle 3 times. I hope y'all are enjoying the videos so far, enjoying my presence. If you are, please like and subscribe. If you are having fun. Okay, so we'll just pull. Should we pull from the bottom or the top? Let's do the bottom. Okay, so am I reading this upright lowercase? Oh well. So we have the 5 of Swords reversed, but we're gonna put it upright for now or whatever. But okay, so if I had a reverse, what I love about this, okay, this is why I'm saying this may not be the best beginner friendly deck, but it is one of the top tier. Like I said, I was trying to use clickbait or whatever, but it could be. Anyways, what I really like is the fact that when you have something reversed, it has the reverse keywords. No, it doesn't have reverse meanings, reverse, you know, but you could just kind of go opposite of what the card is saying. But anyway, so upright, it has the upright keywords on the top. I'll get closer. The upright keywords on top, and then it has the affirmation on the side. So that's great for when it's upright or reverse. You take it how you interpret it. But yeah, it has an affirmation on the side, and then it has a short meaning on the other side. Isn't that crazy? I enjoy how it's giving you, it's spoon feeding you. That's what I'm saying. This could be your beginner friendly deck if you so please, or a nice refresher deck or whatever. But anyway, so it has a short meaning on the right, left affirmation, top keywords, bottom, which would be the, like I said, the reverse, and then it has the short meanings for love, career, finance, the time period, which is great if you look into, if you feel called to say, oh, you know, X, Y, and Z. And then it says the number of the card, whatever it's associated with. So like I said, this is a 5 of Swords, so it has the number 5, the element. So a good reminder for people who want to know about the 4 elements and be like, oh, what does wands mean? What is, you know, whatever. It has it for you right here. So the Swords is the air element. And then it has some zodiac interpretations. So for example, this one does say Venus in Aquarius. So shout out to people with Venus in the Aquarius and Venus in the Aquarius. Shout out to people who have Venus in Aquarius in their birth charts, or whenever you're watching this, we could have Venus in Aquarius. Not at the time I'm filming this, but and then it has the chakra correspondence. Also the colors too. I don't know if you saw. Let me show you a few more. They have different colors, and I don't think the guidebook, I think I've looked into it before, and I don't know if the guidebook really says what is what. So I go like that. Oop, before they fall. I don't know if they say whatever, but let me see some real quick. Yeah, I think the colors do associate with something, but so right now I think this is supposed to be a purple. But the chakra, that's where I derailed a little bit. The chakra is the heart, which is interesting. I'll look into that. The answer, so what I do like about this one too, it has yes, no, maybe, or unknown as some of their answers or whatever. So if you're looking for a simple answer, there is that. And then the Hebrew letter at the end, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's VAU. Wow. Anyways, okay, y'all can get a little up close and personal. So let me go like this. Hopefully that's not too close. Close enough. Sorry if it's cut off. I'm still learning. Let me just back up a little bit. Maybe up to my face if y'all can see that. I'm shaking. I'm sorry, y'all. It's my third day out here, but but you get the gist. Okay, so since we had it reversed, let's go ahead and see the keywords. So the keywords, it does say reconciliation, resolution, compromise, revenge. Did I say that right? Revenge, regret, remorse, and cutting losses. So I just shuffled randomly. I don't think I had an intention or anything like that. But if I were to read for a client, I think, so the fact, if it's Five of Swords reverse, I think I would say, like, you know, think about the actions that you've taken recently and what consequences has not led up to it, but has came of it. Whatever decision you made. Because it may have been something that you're not really happy about, whether that's on a good thing or a bad thing, right? Sometimes cutting losses could be a good thing, sometimes cutting losses could be a bad thing. That's just an example, but yeah, I think if it was a client, I think I would say, think about the what is it, now go sit in the corner and think about what you did, as the great Taylor Swift would say, some shit like that. So if that resonates with anyone, please let me know, because I'm just talking out of my at this point. So anyways, okay, so for example, if I were to get this for someone, or if I was reading for myself or whatever, the reverse, I would say to look into like maybe the other meanings depending on the question, of course. But yeah, do you see how there's so much information on here that you could work with? So even if I had it upside down, even if I had it reversed or upright, the affirmation says, I choose my battles wisely. So yeah, something like that just makes me think, like, if I had a reverse, it's like, damn, did you choose a battle that you didn't have to choose? If it was reversed, which we did pull it reverse, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I think I would look at the affirmation and be like, you know, and then yeah, the upright keywords, the short meaning does say here, if you had it upright, it says conflict and defeat. You may be dealing with a difficult conflict or feeling defeated by a recent loss or setback. Right. So I just love how, you see what I mean, for a beginner friendly deck, the fact that it's, again, spoon feeding you the information that is just like, okay, this is what you got to work with. So here you go. And then, yeah, if it was a specific query, like if someone asked about money, it does say financial loss. If someone asked about career, it says manipulation strategy. And then if someone asked for love, it says rivalry and conflict. So again, if this was reversed, it would be the opposite maybe. So for financial loss, maybe, again, maybe it was a financial loss that was needed, or a financial gain, if that's the opposite, right? If it's reversed or opposite energy. And then, yeah, for love, rivalry, and conflict, maybe it could be that you guys make amends, or... And then career, manipulation strategies. So I think, yeah, making a decision that maybe wasn't the right one for work. Anyways, so that's just an example. I kind of rambled a little bit, but yeah, I would say this is the one I've been sticking with lately, because of the fact that it has all this information that I feel like any clairvoyant, any clairs, that's what I meant to say. Any clairs can work with this. So for example, I think right now one of the clairs that I am in tune to is claircognizance. So the words help a lot because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes imagery, it depends on what I'm channeling or whatever. But yeah, sometimes the imagery don't do much. So, but once I see the keywords, that's when it starts computing. I was gonna say crackling. Computing. Once it starts computing, then I'm like, ah, yes, like this and that or whatever. So yeah, I would say the keywords help so much. And then of course the imagery. So if it was reversed, I don't know, it's hard to read. Y'all let me know. Again, like I said, I'm an intermediate reader. How do you guys read reversals? Like when it comes to the imagery, like, do you just think the opposite? So yeah, if this was reversed, I would say it would be hard to see like what I'm supposed to be seeing. But if it was upright, of course you could look at the imagery. Like right now, not obviously, but the Five of Swords, or usually fives in tarot, is usually like a moment, a turning point in the suit. But yeah, with the Five of Swords, you see someone with 3 swords and having to kind of like looking back, and 2 other people kind of like walking away in defeat, and 2 swords on the floor. So yeah, something like that it's like, did you just come across a conflict that wasn't needed, or a conflict where maybe you went too hard, too aggressive on someone or whatever. But let me see, hold on. So yeah, if I were to read this for someone, I think I would pick up on like, yeah, was there recently like a third party that you were talking to, coworkers, like I said, lovers, friends that you kind of like, or family that you were just kind of like, oh my gosh, like, maybe I did do the most. That was kind of tense for no reason or whatever. Hold on, let me show you one more time. The Five of Swords. I don't know if y'all can see that with the imagery. And then again, if colors pop out to you, I would say the main thing here, I would say, is the blue and the grays, I think is like the primary color. So yeah, I would look into the guidebook to see what that means. And then there's also green, red, and yellows. So but yeah, so there's that. So let's take a little peek-see at the guidebook. If you were to get this one, the Y-Spell version, let's go ahead and look at the guidebook. All right, Five of Swords. So again, like I said, there's upright keywords, and then it has a paragraph of what Five of Swords usually means, the upright love meaning. So this has more keywords than what's on the card. So for example, the love, it says rivalry and conflict, but then here it does say, that's upright, yeah. It does say tension, conflict, arguments, fights, irritability, and wanting to be right. So yeah, if you were to obviously look at the guidebook, you get more not context, more clues. Right. Upright career, upright finances, and then another paragraph that I feel like the bottom paragraph kind of adds more context. So for example, I'll read it off here since we're here. So the first paragraph does say, the Five of Swords can represent conflict, a feeling of loss or procrastination. You will need to suppress your pride and accept some restrictions. Only then will you be able to continue with your plans. And then the bottom paragraph says, aggressive actions will also not help you achieve the desired result. Perhaps you listen to the opinions of too many people instead of drawing your own conclusions. You need to be wise enough to accept all that you cannot change. That sounds like a word. It sounds like a sermon. But yeah, you see that? So I wonder, the first paragraph, I don't know, it felt like that's one explanation, and then it went into, you let me know what you guys think of that, the guidebook felt. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So that's page 1. Let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm looking at. And the fact that it's in color too, let's talk about it. The fact that it's in color, you see the, whatchamacallit, the card and all that. And then I'm about to go into this section. So, affirmation. So there's another affirmation. You and I are discovering this together. I love to see it. Because again, I be just, I don't know if it's the right phrase, but it's the phrase I use in real life. I sometimes be raw dogging it. So I don't know. Again, you guys let me know how you prefer to read tarot and stuff like that, because sometimes I hear just start practicing, just start doing it, whatever, or learn as you go. So that's the method I'm learning as I go. But other people will probably, I know some readers that like day by day or card by card, they'll just, start from the beginning and they digest, let's say the Fool. They go digest with the Fool, sit, meditate with the Fool, whatever, write down whatever, and then keep it pushing. So up to y'all and see how y'all read tarot. I would love to hear how you guys are learning tarot and stuff like that. But yeah, so obviously I have not sat with this guidebook, but it sounds like I should. So I'll see. Like I said, I learn as I go. So if I were to pull these cards, I think I should look into, or again, I try to speak intuitively too. So I am the type to just kind of like go with what my heart is telling me with this type of stuff or whatever. So, but hey, either method goes. Anyways, so the affirmation here, it says, sometimes the victory is not worth the cost. And then on the thing, one more time, the card says, I choose my battles wisely. I think they're both saying the same thing, but I love that it's two different affirmations. So if you were to read for people, you know, there's no shame in pulling out a little guidebook, especially if you're new or whatever, or yeah, to sit with it. I feel like I should be sitting with it. Anyways, and so it breaks down the colors. So like I said, I think the two main colors that I'm seeing here is blue and gray. So it does have blue, red, and gray. So blue says emotion, clear thinking, strength, intuition. Red says passion, love, danger, adventure. And then gray is confusion, formal, or conservative. So yeah, the fact that there's a lot of blues and grays, to me, this shows, yeah, the card of like confusion, conflict, of card of like not clear thinking, since it says clear thinking, and a lot of emotion at play, which is so funny for a sword suit, that I know swords are usually the air, but you know, air signs have feelings too, or all the signs, all the elements have feelings. So it could just be a lot on your head, which is, yeah, could be emotional, but anyways, besides the point. And then the symbolism. So again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some of them have 5, 6, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So yeah, it depends on what they're doing. But the fact that there's so many, I just love how it's a full page on this tiny guidebook. So this one's the Two of Pentacles. Do you see all that symbolism that it dives into? You don't get that in a little white book. And so yeah, let's see what stands out to me. It says, I talked about the blue and the gray. Since that stood out to me, I will do the clouds in the sky. So it does talk about that. So it says, gray clouds which appear to be breaking up and disappearing. It is as if the events in the card, although difficult, have shifted. Damn. Breaking clouds revealing a clear blue sky. Symbolic of clarity of thoughts. I like that. It does look like that, right? That it kind of looks like the clouds are dissipating. Let me know what type of cloud. I know the clouds have different types. So let me know if you know what kind of cloud. I feel like it's one of those. Well, it is gray, so it has some water in there. But it's like those like flatter. Those thin clouds. Anyways, yeah, so that's amazing. And again, I think when I read for people with this, and I'm reading, you know, off the top of my heart, whatever, sometimes people would look at the zodiac correspondence and most of them would be like, oh my gosh, I have that in my birth chart, or oh my gosh, like this and that. I was like, cool, I hope it's confirmation for you. You guys let me know what you would do with the zodiac elements. Like, it's good to know this is a Venus in Aquarius, but like what context does that bring to the table? When you're reading for someone, for yourself at least. Like, I'm not sure. Y'all let me know. I know for the major arcana, sometimes they're like dedicated to like a zodiac sign. So I know right now, I don't know, Temperance. Yep, there it is. Temperance is Sagittarius. And that's it. That's what it says in the card, Sagittarius. I love how I was thinking of the card and the card came up. That's crazy. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's right there somewhere. I'm shaking. But yeah, so I know Temperance is a Sagittarius card. But yeah, I love how the minor arcana too has also zodiac meanings. So yeah, I would say maybe... Isn't that interesting that it's Venus in Aquarius? Because I know a little bit about astrology too, but the fact that... What are you trying to say about Venus in Aquarius? At least for upright, you're telling me they cause arguments, they cause conflict, they cause hostility, stress. Someone let me know what tarot's supposed to do with these zodiac correspondences, because that's really funny. Whatever. Anyways, but yeah, interesting how Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius. Y'all let me know what you think about that. Like, I know, like I said, the major arcana, sometimes they have like one zodiac sign and it makes sense. I'm like, oh, I can see how, you know, Sagittarius can be the Temperance card, but Venus and Aquarius people, if you're here, let me know. Anyways, back to the subject. Oh, actually, one more thing to bring up, like the chakra. Okay, so heart, isn't that interesting? I have no idea. I'm still learning, and again, I know chakras in the spiritual field right now is very whitewashed. They're very like oversimplified, so I don't want to be butchering anything. But yeah, if this was corresponding to the heart, I would say because there's emotional tension and emotional conflict and stuff like that, I can see that it being like, yeah, that's tugging at your heartstrings. Is that the right phrase? Yeah. So I can see that. And if y'all know anything about Hebrew letters and stuff like that, definitely let me know, because I'm not Jewish or anything like that. But yeah, so this one is Vow, like I said, V-A-U. If you know anything about it, because I think, let me see if the guidebook gets into it. Okay, so Vow says connection, integration, continuity. I think that makes sense for the Five of Swords. Henty ways. Yeah, okay, so going into the guidebook, like I said, right? So introduction, divination with cards. So this gives you a breakdown of like how to work with the cards. So again, if you're not new here, you probably have your method. If you're new here and you buy this deck, I love how it does say like this is how we would recommend working with it and stuff like that. Yeah, oh, it talks about how to phrase questions too, so that's great. And then it talks about how the deck is structured, how to begin, which is great for newbies. And then 5 easy ways to begin your tarot reading. So for example, I'll go through all 5, why not, since we're here. And again, if you're sticking around this long, thank you so much for being entertained and sticking around and stuff like that. Again, if you really like this video, please thumbs up, comment, let me know what you're feeling from this chit-chatting about a beginner friendly deck. But anyways, so the 5 says, get intuitive, work with images first. See what I'm saying? Not everyone is clairvoyant? Not everyone's clairvoyant where they can just look at the imagery and get a message. But again, that's what they're recommending. So work with the images first. Then it says, use just the major arcana first, which I have heard before. Just start with, because again, it's 78 cards. I get overwhelmed. And again, this is not my first rodeo at all. I think my spiritual journey started 2020. It is 2025. So, and I maybe I can guesstimate all 78 card meetings, but yeah. So if you get overwhelmed like me, then I would say, yeah, maybe stick with using just a major arcana first and then ignore reversals. That's number 3. I would agree to just ignore reversals until you feel ready. And that has taken me a while. I don't think I've worked with reversals until this year, actually. Or I felt comfortable. I've done it before and then I'm like, overwhelmed, but this time I'm like, okay, I can work with that or whatever. So yeah, that's number 3, ignore reverse card meanings. And then number 4, read the suit cards by their element. Okay, so for example, it says Pentacles. The earth element tells you that security, home, finances, structure, and planning is the focus. Okay, so for the swords, it says swords of the element air, ask for mental clarity and the need for resolution and decisions. I think that does make sense. If y'all know the sword suit from Ace through 10, she's not a fun journey. She's not a fun journey at all. So I can see how that one is like asking for clarity of a situation or a need for resolution, a need to make decisions. Like the 2 of wands, 2 of swords. I don't know if I'm gonna get lucky again to find it, but maybe I'll put an image real quick. 2 of swords, I can see that as like decision making. 8 of swords, again, making like you're just like you need to like lock in, you know, things like that. So that's cool. That's good to know. I learned something new today. And then the last section says read the suit cards by their numbers. Okay, so for example, since we got the 5, it says here instability and challenges. Like I said earlier, 5s usually are like a turning point, a plot point, do it for the plot type shit, or like the universe or spirit or whatever, like just throwing in, what is that called? A curveball. Right, throwing in a curveball is usually the 5s. Which again, listen, I'm here to just share my experience, how I read the tarot and stuff like that. I want to figure out the tarot and learn with, again, on a platform like this, learn with you or whoever. Myself, if no one ends up watching this, that's fine. But I'm trying to figure it out as well. So yeah, I think there's just so much to learn. There's just so much to learn. So again, let me try to wrap up. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. But again, the whole point of this video is to share that any beginner-friendly deck can work for you if you feel called to it, if you feel like you resonate with the images, resonate with the numbers. Numbers, they all have the same numbers. If you just resonate with the imagery, the artist, the author, if you resonate with, I don't know. But since I'm someone who kind of likes structure, a little bit, not too much, because I don't stick with the structure, but structure, that's why I said something like this is amazing to start off with. Here, let me show you the sun, because at least you get the original, because a lot of people say that too, right? How do you feel about that? That it's like, oh, you got to start with not the RWS tarot, but just start with the OG cards. And again, the whole point of me sharing this video, at the end of the day, I just want you to do you, because how I did me is, yes, I ended up getting like a non-RWS tarot as my first tarot deck, but then I ended up getting it anyways, because I kind of do resonate with wanting to know the original imagery, so that at least you can see the symbolism, the colors, the, you know, all that before branching off and getting some other author's interpretation. But at the end of the day, these are just silly cards. You know, if you resonate with another author's interpretation of the RWS, there's the Three of Swords, then go for it. None of this, at the end of the day, have rules. That's something I had to learn. That at the end of the day, no one has the manual on how to live life. So you do what you got to do with the tarot. Anyways, going back to beginner-friendly decks and stuff like that, and structure and whatnot. There we go. So I would say if you like a little bit of structure, a little bit of... yeah, you need something to work with. If you're not as intuitive as I am, as I started out my journey, then like, yeah, you need something. So, but the gag is, and I'll see if I'm able to like multitask and show you other types of decks, but the gag is, Y-Spell is not the first company to have exactly this, to have keywords at the top, keywords at the bottom, the sides, upside down, you know, all of that stuff or whatever. So if you don't like the structure, there's other companies, like I said, I think hopefully at the same time I'm showing you images here if I can know how to edit, of other companies or other tarot decks that are very similar. So that's why I wanted to make this a kind of clickbaity of like, oh my god, like this is the best tarot deck ever for beginners. But the gag is what you want and what deck calls to you. So again, if you like this type of structure, oh, there's the Fool, perfect, we can end on that. If you like this type of structure, which again I would highly recommend for someone whose third day is also out here, like I mentioned, whose first day is out here, whatever is the right phrase or whatever.
What school y'all go to?
Southwest.
For real?
Yeah.
It's only my third day out here. I don't know.
Yeah, start with this and see how you feel about that, or just start with the original deck, or start with the original tarot deck, or start with whichever tarot deck calls to you. That's the message at the end of the day. The best beginner friendly deck is the one that calls to you the most, the one that you're like, you know what, you and me, we're gonna be like this, you know. And that's why I was saying, if I had to start all over, I think I would, and if I knew any better, I think I would go for this for my first deck, even though it's not, so I want to be transparent. My first deck, which I'll show up hopefully editing, is the Seven Sphere Tarot, which I was called to that deck because of the liminal space of it all. The like, I think it's liminal space, minimalism, all that. But yeah, it's not giving much to start with, so something like that is kind of a little hard. But it came with a companion book, so that's probably another reason why, you know. But like this comes with everything. Like I said, it comes with the tarot deck, a little QR code, and it has more information. Like, I just find it, yeah. Overall, I feel like this is a mess of a video, but if you stuck around this long, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully this is confirmation for you of like, oh wow, like, you know, I came here to see if this is going to be the one for me, and I realized that it could be, or I realized that whatever Steph said, I'm gonna get my tarot deck, whichever one that is. So let me know in the comments below, what was your first tarot deck? And if you don't have one, do you feel called to get this one or some other one? Please let me know which ones you're interested in. But I hope you enjoy. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. I think one final thing to mention, I do want to plug that I do have a Ko-fi, with 1 card, 2 card, or 3 card reading. I'm trying to learn here. Like I said, I'm an intermediate. If you like that that reading just now and it resonates, I hope that's a sign that you like my reading style. Because again, how am I supposed to learn if I don't start somewhere? So again, I might not be the best tarot reader, but I am trying my best here. So yeah, if you feel called to check out my Ko-fi and get a reading through that, or I do have an Instagram, and I'll link it below or in my channel. If you want to DM me for a reading and we can talk about that, I have Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. And then Ko-fi accepts PayPal and like other credit cards. So if you feel like that's the safer method, that's why I have Ko-fi. Or if you rather, then okay, we can, you know, talk through the DMs on Instagram and stuff like that. But definitely Ko-fi. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging with me, and yeah, good luck on your tarot journey. Let me know how it goes. I hope you enjoyed being a part of my sacred space. I loved having you here. Thank you so much for popping by, and yeah, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.